You're done. You're done. You're done. It's like an Oscar Wilde dress. Ooh. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? My name is Emma, and it's so nice to have you here. Today, I'm very sad because I don't have any milk for my coffee, but we're gonna film a book haul. We've got hot coffee balancing on blankets. We've got a candle balancing on a stack of books. What could go wrong? I'm just gonna get right into this book haul. It's just a big, wonderful medley of books I've recently acquired. A lot of them are gifts. I have a little bookstore haul in here too that I think I'm gonna start with that first. So yeah, snuggle up, get cozy, maybe find some inspiration, and keep an eye on this mug of coffee for me, please. Okay, thank you. Can you even see this? I don't think you can. There you go. You can keep an eye on it for me so I don't spill it everywhere. The first book I'm actually reading, I'm still using my receipt as my bookmark. So this is Neon Gods by Katie Roberts. 2021 has been the year where I've slowly discovered that I like romance books, like specific romance books, and it's been the year of getting back into the genre, or just getting into the genre in general, because I've never read romance. And I'm loving my journey. I'm really loving it. So this one I actually heard about on Book Talk, but I had heard of Katie Roberts previously because she's written a number of books, but Neon Gods is an unspeakably hot, you can't speak about the hotness, it's too hot to be spoken about, retelling of Greek mythology. Principally, I think, focusing on Hades and Persephone because I'm about like 40 pages in, really liking it. But it does also include all of the other gods in the pantheon because this is set in basically like an urban city where it's divided into the upper city, it's called, and the lower city. And the upper city is like presided over by the 13, but in reality 12 because Hades was exiled to the lower city. No one has heard of him, but essentially they are humans who take on like the role of, for example, Zeus or Demeter or Hermes, Dionysus and stuff like that, and so they rule this city. Persephone is of course the daughter of Demeter, and right when this book begins, her mother, without her permission, basically forces her into an engagement with Zeus, and Zeus is just like this awful, evil, corrupt dude who we all know him to be, but essentially it's rumored that he has killed his previous 3 wives, and Persephone is now slated to be his next wife. And she's like, hell no, I'm out of here, and so she runs across the border into the lower city, which no one is supposed to basically cut across to since it is forbidden. We have a nice little map. And who does she meet when she crosses the bridge? Hades himself, who it's rumored that, you know, he's not supposed to exist. No one knows of his whereabouts, and no one knows really what he's doing down there, but I guess she's gonna find out. I'm so looking forward to this. Like I said, I just started reading it because I was just super duper in the mood for something like this, and I am so excited. I read A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair earlier this year, which was another Hades and Persephone retelling. Kind of enjoyed it, but I think I'm getting the vibes already that I'm gonna enjoy this one so much more. So I'm really excited for this one. So that is Neon Gods. This one I'm going to really briefly mention as well because I also got this when I went to the bookstore with my friend. You guys have already heard me talking about this, and that is For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. And I did actually finish this a couple of days ago, so it's very loosely a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, basically not at all. But this is about 2 sisters, Red and Neve, and in this world there's a prophecy that when a second daughter is born to the kingdom of Validin, the second daughter is always destined to be for the wolf, in that she is sent out into the Wilderwood, which is this magical forest that essentially is keeping all of the bad stuff, monsters and demons and stuff like that was terrorizing the kingdom and the countryside, and the forest has locked it all inside because the forest is actually full of magic and power and like a life all of its own, which is super spooky. That was my favorite thing about this book. When Red arrives in the forest, she finds out that the wolf is actually just a man named Aemon, and the story unfolds from there. So I really like this. I gave this almost a 4-star, almost a 4-star. I was enamored with the beginning. I really appreciated and loved and was spooked by the end. The middle of this book just, I think, needed a lot more editing, needed some more thought, just needed some more focus in my opinion, but I will definitely be continuing on with this series, so that's really fun, and I'm so glad I bought this. So that is For the Wolf. It was perfect for December or just the spooky wintry months as well, so that is that one. This next one is also perfect for winter because the next one I picked up at the bookstore was Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kuzniar. I'd never heard of this before until I just saw it on the shelf, and this cover absolutely just called my name, and it was like, Emma, buy me. So I bought it. And when I picked it up and read the synopsis, I was like, you're coming home with me. I love the Nutcracker. I'm actually in the middle of another Nutcracker retelling right now called The Enchanted Sonata, but this one is also one, and we're following this woman named Marietta, and she wants to be a ballerina, but her ballet days are slowly coming to an end. I believe her parents are trying to marry her off. This is set in 1906, and so when a mysterious man, Dr. Drosselmeyer, moves in next door and promises her that she'll be able to extend her dancing days, she of course agrees to the strange deal or bargain that he struck up with her, but then she finds out that she might be trapped, I think, in Everwood because he has some magic of his own. And yeah, really excited about this one. Really excited. I'm gonna try to get to it this year in December, and if I can't, then I will save it for next year. But this is just absolutely gorgeous. Look at, ooh. And then finally, the last of the books that I picked up from the bookstore is A Wolf for a Spell by Kara Sutton. No, wait. Okay. I got excited that this was a different author than it was. Oh, and I just opened it. I did not know there were illustrations in this one. That is so fun. Oh, I didn't know it came with these. So this one I have had, first of all, look at this cover again. I swear like winter books or like wintry magical books just have the absolutely most beautiful covers. I've had my eye on this book actually for a while because I heard Jade from JD Rereads talk about it, and she gives the best winter polar fantasy recommendations ever, so highly recommend checking her out. But she talked about this a long time ago and I've just been thinking about it ever since, and then when I saw it on the shelf in the middle grade section, since this is a middle grade book at the bookstore, I was like, you know what, it's time, you're coming home with me. And it's just an absolutely beautiful book. Look at this. It has a little wolf face. Oh, it's so pretty. A Wolf for a Spell is based on a lot of, I believe, Russian folklore and stories and myths. Since she was a pup, Zima has been taught to fear humans, especially witches. But when her family is threatened, she has no choice but to seek help from the witch Baba Yaga. So this wolf goes out to seek Baba Yaga, but actually what ends up happening is that the wolf gets put into Baba Yaga's body and then like left there, and now this wolf is just a human or whatever the Baba Yaga is. But then this other girl, this human girl, is also seeking to repair or to protect her village or something like that. Her name is Nadia, and when she goes in search of the witch, who does she find but the wolf, who is actually in Baba Yaga's body, and they find out that they have a common enemy. They team up, and I'm so excited. I love books that feature wolves and stuff like that, and this it's just gonna be so sweet. I think I've heard really good things about this. So those are the books that I picked up for myself a while ago now. That bookstore trip was a while ago, and the rest of the ones that you see behind me are literally from all of you guys. Thank you so much. What the heck? Okay, so let's start with this one. This one came a long time ago, and this is from Jenna. Thank you so much. This looks absolutely looks amazing. This is The Membranes by Chita Wei, and this is translated by Ari Larissa Heinrich. I love the cover. Very simplistic. Chita Wei is an author from Taiwan, and this is a piece of Taiwanese science fiction. In the late 21st century, humanity has migrated to domes at the bottom of the sea because climate change has just completely ravaged the surface of the earth, and so we've all escaped into the ocean. Kind of gives me that Jar Jar Binks place off of Naboo. What's it called? What is his kingdom called? Misa don't know. Hated that. Following Momo in The Membranes, who is the most celebrated dermal care technician in all of Tea City, but after meeting her estranged mother, she begins to explore her true identity. A journey that leads to questioning the bounds of gender, memory, self, and reality. I'm really wondering, because I don't think this is a science fiction book that primarily focuses on or maybe it does, the future and obviously living underwater and stuff like that, but what it seems to be is actually more of an introspective character study, because it says that this is a classic of queer speculative fiction. I'm really excited to see how the science fiction weaves into the self-discovery aspect. So that is The Membranes. This one came a couple of days ago, and I already started reading it because I got really excited. I've been hearing everyone and their mother and father and grandson and granddaughter and pet canary talk about this book, and that is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Love this cover. Like I said, I started reading it. The writing is gorgeous. The writing does not disappoint. I picked this up and I did not want to put it down. I'm in the mood to read everything and anything right now. This is from Morgan. Thank you so much. This is a reimagining of Dracula's Brides. It's also a book about relationships, but specifically, I believe, abusive relationships, because we follow the relation between Constanta, who is a woman who is dying. Dracula finds her and essentially turns her into a vampire, and then takes her as one of his brides. But it's also about Constanta and her friendship with the other brides that Dracula has, I believe, and coming to terms with their relationship. And eventually, from page 1, she tells us that she murders Dracula, or murders the Count. So yeah. Finding comfort in the arms of her rival consort, she begins to unravel their husband's dark secrets. I don't think I need to say any more. This has been so great. I literally got 11 pages in and I fell in love. So that is Dowry of Blood. A Dowry of Blood. This next one was also a gift. Thank you so much. This one's actually funny because I first heard about this book actually from my high school geography teacher. And I've had it in the back of my mind ever since, because she was just raving about how good it was. And then this showed up in my P.O. box, and that is The Red Tent by Anita Diamant. Diamant? I want to say Diamant. Oh, I didn't know it got turned into a mini-series either, but this focuses on one woman, I believe, from the Bible, right? Dinah. And in the Bible, her life is only hinted at in a brief and violent detour within the more familiar chapters about her father, Jacob. Not only goes over Dinah's story, but I think it backtracks to her mother's or her grandmother's, and then maybe precedes her as well. My geography teacher just spoke so highly of this, and there was a really loving note that came with this that also said this was amazing. So that is The Red Tent. Then we have a beautiful copy of Schindler's List by Thomas Keneally. We're just going back to high school. In my high school history class, we watched the movie with Liam Neeson, except it was the French dub, I believe. But I've never read the book. I actually don't think I really knew it was a book. I thought it was just a movie. But now I know, so thank you so, so much. If you've never heard of this or seen the movie, I think it's a pretty well-known stuff. This also won the Booker Prize, which is cool, and it's based on a true story. Extraordinary novel tells how German war profiteer and factory director Oskar Schindler came to save more Jews from the gas chambers than any other single person during World War II. Then we have The Shipping News by E. Annie Proulx. Our main character in this one is a 36-year-old man who is a newspaper man. He delivers newspapers, right? But he finds out that his wife is cheating on him, and so he's like, you know what? That's it, kids. We're moving to Newfoundland. So this book, I believe, actually principally takes place mostly in Newfoundland, and it follows 2 or 3 generations of his family after that. But living on Newfoundland, he starts to confront his past demons, what's been going on with him, but of course also having to come to terms with the nature and the force of nature that is around them living on Newfoundland. It says he begins to see the possibility of love without pain or misery. It's a darkly comic, magical portrait of the contemporary American family. People have actually recommended this to me before, so that's really funny that it just showed up, but thank you so much. I'm randomly compiling so many books that are now set on Newfoundland, because this is the 3rd one that I can think of off the top of my head that's on my shelf. So I'm really excited, and I would love to visit there. I might be visiting Newfoundland next year. We'll see. Anyway, that is the shipping news. Okay, we all know it would not be an Emma book haul if we did not have a Rilke section, and we have a big Rilke section this time. So I'm just gonna really briefly, no, don't put the coffee on the book. We're just gonna really briefly mention these because I'm so, just so happy to have more Rilke in my life, and I would love to complete some more of his works in 2022. But the first one is Frühe Gedichte, early poems by Rilke, and this was actually custom made by one of you guys. This is from Olga, so thank you so much. It is absolutely beautiful, so I'm so happy to have this. And then we also have Duino Elegies. This is a really cute small little copy with the German on one side and the English on the other. You could literally, well, I can't fit this in my pockets because I am a woman, but for the men out there, I bet you could put this in your pocket. I could put it in my purse, I could put it in my backpack. This one is from Michael. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Thank you so much, Michael. Look at this. This is Poems Tonight. I have been trying to get my hands on Rilke's Poems Tonight for so long. This is the Pushkin Press edition, but it is just beautiful. And then there's a nice little quote. Does the night not blow cool, splendidly distant, moving across the centuries? Raise the area of feeling. Suddenly the angels see the harvest. Urban summer night, moonlit nights, night sky and falling star, from the periphery, nights. Oh, they're just all about night. So excited. This is like one of the most beautiful editions as well. And then, because I don't have enough of them, we have another edition of Letters to a Young Poet. But this one, very exciting because I've never had an edition with this. This comes with the Letters to Rilke from the young poet, who is this man named Franz Kappes. And oh my gosh, beautiful edition. I've never read Kappes's letters to Rilke. I've always been very curious about what he said in them to prompt such responses and such philosophy and such beauty from Rilke. So happy to have this. Thank you so much. And finally, I believe this is also from Michael so much. I don't know. Thank you so much. I don't know where you find these. Where is the wellspring of Rilke that you find these from? We have the wisdom of Rilke, The Poet's Guide to Life, edited and translated by Ulrich Bear. He's the one who did The Dark Interval, which is one of my favorite things in the whole entire world. And this is, again, the really, really beautiful, what is this press called? Modern Library. He did such beautiful work with The Dark Interval, and it was just incredible, so I cannot wait to read this. So thank you so much. Okay, Rilke section over, do not fear. Okay, and now I'm not one to judge a book by the cover. Actually, I am. What am I saying? We all are. I've had this dress. This is my first time wearing this dress. No! And it's white! Alright, pause everything. Pause it. Disaster has occurred. Okay, I think I got it out. Let me show you. Oh my god, you're done. You're done. Think I got it out. Can you see? It was like right here. Thankfully, this is like a sheerish material. It seems like vaguely waterproof. Oh, no. Wait. Can you see that? And then it kind of got like right here. Oh, no! Oh, you can totally see that, right? Oh my god. Actually, okay, can I show you this dress now? Now that an excuse has happened, I can show you it. All I know about The Nightingale and the Rose is that Oscar Wilde wrote it into one of his fairy tales, right? In Oscar Wilde's fairy tales. I'm assuming The Nightingale and the Rose existed prior to Oscar Wilde. I'm not sure. If it didn't, that's cool. If it did, that's also cool. But this dress actually is the Nightingale and the rose. And then it has a nightingale on roses. It's like an Oscar Wilde dress. That's crazy. I found it on ThreadUp. I'm just gonna call it my Oscar Wilde dress, but if anyone has any information on this, tell me, basically. Okay, anyway, enough of this. This is a book haul. I was trying to tell you about this cover. I actually just opened this book yesterday from my P.O. box. Thank you so much. This is from Michelle. And she said, I love these books and I'm determined to make movies out of this YA fantasy series. I'm trying to raise awareness. It's a 4-book series. I hope you'll read the first and maybe review it, because she said she's a filmmaker from LA. Oh my gosh. Now. Graphic design may be your passion. Everyone can cook. Does not mean everyone should cook. But honestly, this cover does make me want to read it more. I love that, like, it looks like they photoshopped a purple eye. Like, it looks like a cat's eye or something, just over top of this man's face. Anyway, it makes me very intrigued to read it. This is 7 Citadels, I believe is what the series is called, and this is book 1, Prince of the Godborn by Geraldine Harris. We follow Prince Karish, pampered favorite son of the Emperor of Galcus, and his half-brother, Forulkin, who are sent to find 7 sorcerers who each hold the key to a gate. Legend says that the 7 gates imprison a savior who alone can save the embattled Galcian Empire and its godborn rulers. So we follow the 2 brothers, I believe? Yeah, we do follow, who set out on an epic journey to save their country. Forulkin is like the brutish warrior punching man, while Karish is, you know, kind of the brains to the brawn sort of situation. That is, that is 7 citadels. Thank you so much, Michelle. Okay, this one I've already mentioned, so I'm just gonna go over it very quickly, but that is How Do You Live by Genzaburo Yoshino. Mainly, I just wanted to show you the hardback again, because it's the prettiest thing I've ever seen. It's a cement mixer truck, a truck that mixes cement. I have no idea when the Miyazaki film comes out because he came out of retirement to direct this, but yes. Oh, so excited. So excited. This is one of the most beautiful books, and I've heard that it's perfect to read in the winter, so I might try to pick it up this winter. Next up, we have a very intriguing cover with Less Than Zero by Bret Easton Ellis. Look at this. I've never heard this before, but it's giving me like cult classic-y vibes. Oh, it is a cult classic. Okay. What did I say? And a timeless embodiment of the zeitgeist. This was published in 1985. Filled with relentless drinking in seamy bars and glamorous nightclubs, wild, drug-fueled parties, and dispassionate sexual encounters. Less Than Zero, narrated by Clay, an 18-year-old student returning home to Los Angeles for Christmas. I didn't know this was a Christmas book. Unflinching depiction of hedonistic use and moral depravity. It smells really good. Moral depravity. This is giving me like dark academia without the academia vibes. I mean, he is a student. Thank you so much. We're coming down to the last few books here. The first one I have is another Canadian book, and this is Molly of the Mall. Literary lass and purveyor of fine footwear by Heidi L.M. Jacobs. This is set in Edmonton. This was sent to me by a wonderful subscriber who I believe do you live in Edmonton? Am I remembering that correctly? But Molly actually works at Edmonton Mall, and if you don't know, Edmonton Mall is Canada's largest mall. I don't think it's the largest mall in the world, because I don't think Canada would definitely have that, but it is Canada's largest mall. I remember in like grade 3 when we had to do cool Canadian things, like everyone just wanted to go to this mall because it has like a theme park in there, it has restaurants, of course, it has so many stores. I think it has like an ice rink or something like that. Anyway, back to the book. There's your little tidbit of Canada. Molly works at Edmonton Mall, but she hates Edmonton, a city she finds irredeemably unromantic, where she writes university term papers instead of novels and sells shoes at the largest mall on Earth. Oh wait, it is on Earth? Nah, when was this written? There's gotta be a bigger mall. I don't buy that. Dubai's probably got something on us. 2019? You're telling, no way does Edmonton have the largest mall in the world. Anyway, Molly is a very romantic girl. She got her name from Moll Flanders by Daniel Defoe. Is it by Daniel Defoe? Daniel Defoe? I think so. Anyway, I believe there's a lot of romance in here as well, because I don't think it's a retelling. Is it a retelling of Moll Flanders? I don't know. It's got really cool things in it though, and this just looks so quirky, fun. Yeah, I'm excited to read this actually. I really do like books set in malls, hotels, restaurants. Yeah, just things like that. So that is Molly of the Mall. Okay, then we have this one I'm so excited about. Someone recommended this to me. I can't remember who, but thank you so much if it was you. And that is Earth Eater by Dolores Reyes. This was also sent to me. Thank you so much. You guys are just so kind. This cover is gorgeous. This is another piece of Argentinian literature. And I was really drawn to this one because it reminded me so much of 100 Years of Solitude, because in that book there's a character named Rebecca and she eats earth. She eats the dirt. Nom nom nom. But in this one, we are following a young woman who also can't stop eating the earth in an unnamed slum in Argentina. Her odd compulsion gives her visions of the murdered and disappeared, burdening her with secrets she'd rather not know. That just sounds incredible. A girl who eats dirt and gets visions of people who have been murdered, people who are dead. Soon enough, rumor of her power spreads and desperate members of the community seek out her help to find loved ones and closure. Oh my god. Love it. I love it. I love it already, and I haven't even read it. Thank you so much. I think this is like a 5-star prediction, so. And then we have one that was sent, this is an Australian writer, I believe. This is Cloud Streets by Tim Winton. Thank you so much. Okay, the little blurb on the front says it's a watery epic. which makes me excited. A broken down house of former glories on the wrong side of the tracks, a place teeming with memories of its own. From separate catastrophes, two families flee to the city and find themselves sharing this great, sighing structure. Okay, if it is a book about a house, I'm there, I'm in it, we're in it to win it. Together they roister and rankle in a house that begins as a roof over their heads and becomes a home for their hearts. Well, that was poetic. Okay, on the back is compared a little bit to Gabriel Garcia Marquez, so I'm there. I'm so there. I've not yet read an Australian book for my Around the World challenge. Well, I've read from Australian authors, but not like an Australian book. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to count like Nevernight by Jay Kristoff towards Australia. I want something that's like about Australia is what I'm kind of looking for the Around the World challenge. And I've recently got sent so many books from Australia. So I do have another Around the World book haul idea, books from different countries video coming, but I've just gotten so many from Australia, so I wanted to mention Cloud Street here, but thank you so much. I'm really excited for this. And then finally, the last book, this is The Gate Watch by Joshua Gillingham. Look at this cover. This is so beautiful. I believe this was sent to me from Stephanie, so thank you so much. Look at this, so pretty. This is another Canadian author as well, which is fun, but this is clearly taking a lot of inspiration from the Vikings, from Norse myth, Icelandic saga, I believe as well. It says, as riddlesome as Tolkien. We follow Thorin Tentrees and his closest companions, Bryn and Grimsa, who set out to join the Gatewatch and become troll hunters. I just love it. The first sentence was just so nice because it was describing like the mountain, and look at the maps. The misty mountain. The mist on the mountain settled low as the damp morning chill turned to drizzling rain. I believe Stephanie said this was perfect to read in winter, and I cannot. It's so pretty. I love it. So thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Narrowly avoided disaster in this video, but thank you guys so much for watching. I've just been having a perfectly wonderful wintry time, and I hope wherever you are, you're staying cold. Well, if you want to be cold. I really like being cold. Thank you guys so much for continually throwing books at my face, because it just makes it my whole world, really. So thank you. I'm gonna go run this dress through the washing machine and hope the stains come out. Below you'll find all the books mentioned in this video. If you want to check them out, if you have any recommendations as usual for any of us, please leave them in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys so soon. I hope you're having a really great day. So much love to you. Ciao.